Hi guys, Martin back, another CarCast, another haircut, and yeah, good week last week, busy week, tiring week. I took the weekend off, as my cousin came up and a couple of the guys, so Neil, Jack and Liam, all up, and we just played games all weekend, and you know what, it was brilliant. I genuinely enjoyed just playing games, played a bit of 40k. They got there late Friday night and they were playing 40k. I didn't really join in game wise, I don't think. Did I? No, oh no, I'll tell you what happened. Friday night we ended up playing Zombicide. So once they'd finished 40k, we had some beers and such, and then they said they wanted to try Zombicide. So we sat up till 4 AM playing Zombicide, trying to get through this mission, and then got some kip and such. Woke up next morning, nice Weatherspoons breakfast, full English and all that. I don't get them at all. And it was great because there was no rush to anything. So I went back into the shop, sat down, a couple of coffees in and that. I think we might have had another game of Zombicide. And then we played a bit of Munchkin. I've never played Munchkin before, I always wanted to, and we had a game of Munchkin, and that's great. You're just screwing each other over. Suits me perfectly, not because I like screwing people over, but because you've got to tell a story, and we all know I can tell stories and I can talk for Britain, and it's convincing them that you're doing something for the better. You're sort of making friends and then stabbing them in the back. Just loads of fun. Good game, which is apparently what Gloom is very much like. Now, we never got around to playing Gloom, but it's selling ridiculously well in the shop. I think I've sold something like 25 copies of Gloom already, because like anything, if a couple of people get into it, everybody buys into it, don't they? And it's easier to sell something that you know. And every time I see a game of Gloom getting played in the shop, I'm like, oh, I want to go. So that'll happen soon. But yeah, just played games all weekend, just chilled out. I was in the shop, so I was still saying hello to people and that, but I didn't do any work in there. I just had a bit of selfish me time, and I also got to experience the shop from a customer's point of view. I got to see what it's like to be in there as a customer, and not entirely, I'm never going to fully get that experience, but I got to see how the staff work and this, that and the other, and it was a good weekend. But as a result, I played games all weekend, so I was even more tired. Went into Monday and we've finished the carpets. So carpets are all done upstairs. I'm going to, once all the tables are out, I'm going to do a video of a walk around of upstairs. TVs are, well, one of them is ordered. They only had one left. I managed to get it cheap enough. I think I might have said last week, if anyone knows where I can get a 40-inch plus TV for buttons, then let me know, because I'm after 3 in total. I've only got 1. That's fine. We say carpets are down, the electrics are going in next week. The lights are in now. I need some more canvas art pictures for the walls and stuff. Stained glass windows getting printed up. So I say all that. It's another week or so until I'll probably be able to do a video. But this weekend anyway. Website's 2 weeks. Standard response. We're not even going to talk anymore about the website. It's just annoying me. But this weekend is International Tabletop Gaming Day. So on Saturday we've got a massive day. And it's nowhere near as big as I wanted to make it, because as is typical, because I've been that busy, I haven't been able to focus on any one thing, and I just haven't pushed it the way I wanted to. Geek and Sundry, that busy with it that you try to send an email and it just bounces straight back because the mail hopper's full or something or other. It's just ridiculous. So I can't get response out to them, so I can't get any support from them, because there's no way of getting in touch with them. I haven't printed the flyers and posters that I wanted to print because time ran out, and it's pointless doing it now. But it's all happening anyway, regardless of Geek and Sundry or whoever. it's actually going ahead, which is the main thing. And it's just a big huge lorry bus, all sorts of big plant machines on the back. So we're opening at 8 AM. So anybody who can get up this weekend, it's a great weekend to get up. We're opening the doors at 8 o'clock, and we probably won't close them until 10 PM. And from the second we open, there will be games going on. Now, whether that be tabletop war games like 40k and War Machine and stuff like that, Guild Ball, Malifaux. We've got the Mammoths, who are the local gaming group who I've spoken about before. They're coming down to the store, and they're going to be running demos throughout the day on things like War Machine and Malifaux and what have you. So they're helping out and taking part, so thanks in advance, lads, for that. But about 10 o'clock, the world's biggest game of Zombicide is going to kick off, and I literally mean the world's biggest game of Zombicide. It's using all the sets. I've said about it before. It's using all the sets times 3. More zombies than you can shake a stick at. Dave's written a really cool kind of mission for it, where you can literally sort of very Walking Dead style. You can literally close a barrier off that nothing can get in past. But bear in mind, if you do that, they're just going to build up, burn up, and at some point you're going to have to open that gate. You can be tooled up with as many weapons as you want. If you can't deal with them, then I don't know, maybe Molotov cocktail's the answer there, surely. 2 Molotovs, I don't know. See what happens. But yeah, that'll kick off about 10 o'clock. The Guild Ball Cup will kick off about 10:30. So the Zombicide, sorry, so everything's for charity that we're doing this weekend. So we're going to raise as much money as we possibly can, and what we're going to do is you pay a couple of quid, £2 or whatever you fancy, if you fancy donating more, and that will buy you a survivor that you can then play with in the game. You don't get to keep them, you just get to play with it in the game, but it buys your place in the game for however long you manage to survive. The Guild Ball Cup is £5 entry. You submit your 6-man team. There's no plots involved. It's just going to be a 6-man FA Cup style knockout cup, and whoever wins that gets to decide where all the charity money goes. So if 10 people play in it, there'll be 50 quid going to the winner's designated charity. We've got the Magic the Gathering winner stays on, where the first 2 people to sit down pay their money into the buckets. We're saying again, just £1. If you want to put more in, you can do, but the £1 gets you your seat, and once you've sat down, you'll either win and then stay on. You don't have to pay for your next game, but the challenger is the guy that pays each time, and see who can stay on the longest. Board games, there's no charge for coming and playing the board games, but if you want to donate some money to sit down and play these games, then do so. There'll be 3 buckets on the till for 3 different charities, which I'll go through in a minute. But there'll be loads of board games available. Ticket to Ride, Colt Express, there's a huge Game of Thrones board game going on, possibly Star Wars Rebellion, I think somebody said they're bringing up. Just loads of different things. Some small card games like some Munchkin and that I'm sure will be getting played. Flux Gloom will definitely be getting played, although that might be upstairs because you have to obviously be careful while there's kids about. And then there's also the RPG session that Greg's running, and that's going to run for anything up to 12 hours. They're sort of like going to be going through a full campaign as best they can. On the note of RPG, Greg has donated a huge crate full of old RPG books and manuals and guides and everything, like dating back to 2nd edition D&D, might even be some 1st edition stuff, I don't know. We've donated them all to the store, and what we're going to do is, if anybody wants them, tell me what you want to give for it, put the money into the charity box and take the book. Simple as that. If you think the book's only worth 50p, then only take it for 50p. If you want to be sly and get a book that's worth a lot more for 50p, then fine, be sly and take it for 50p. It's your conscience, not mine. I'm not putting prices on things, so you could arguably steal yourself a bargain, or you could be a decent person and put some money into the charity box and and pay what you think it's worth anyway. Plus then there'll be raffle tickets on sale, £2.50 a ticket, £10 for a strip, same as what we did with the last raffle. But there'll be prizes, so the top prize might be a store voucher, but then there's going to be different copies of different games available for the raffle that I'm going to put in, and just general bits that people have come to me to do. We'll put this in for the raffle. There's some sessions at a local gym, like I think it's 5 or 6 passes for the gym that somebody's donated in, and it's things like that. It's all great. Now the 3 charities that I've chosen, the store's going to give the money to, are the closest charity to my heart always will be Alderhay Children's Hospital. Helped me out a massive amount when I was young, so I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Alderhay, I'm quite sure of that. And then the reason that this shop even came about was, I'm sure I've gone through the story at some point. I'd moved away from the hobby for years and years and years, and then unfortunately my cousin passed away, and it was his brother Neil who's just been up this weekend, who mentioned Warhammer at the funeral, and that got me sparked back in an interest. There's a whole story behind it which I won't drag out today, but ultimately that sparked me back into the hobby, which in turn has ended up sparking into this store. And Alderhay, growing up when the Ronald McDonald House came out and everything, they were unbelievable with Simon. So they're just a great hospital. It's a children's hospital, and let's be honest, we're all big kids at heart. We're playing with games, and none of us really want to grow up. So it's a children's charity, and we're going with that. Second one is more of an internet-based thing that I've become part of over the last few years, which is Poppy's Angels. Poppy's Angels is a Facebook charity. It's not. It's a Just Giving charity, sorry, but we operate through Facebook, and I want to give money into there. It's to help families who have children with cancer. Is this simple put on it, and anybody that's watching this who's a member, I'm sorry if I'm not doing enough justice there, but I don't want to labour on all the details of it. Poppy's an amazing little girl, what she's fighting through, and Paul, Poppy's father, sort of set this helped set it up with a couple of the other guys, Chris and Stuart and so on. Anyway, yeah, that means a lot to me as well. I've been touched by things that have happened on that charity page, so I've helped out before and I'm going to help out with it again. So that's the second one, and the third one's NSPCC, which means all 3 charities are children based. So somewhere along the line we're helping children, because let's be honest, it's not that I don't want to help cancer research for Marie Curie, it's not that I don't want to help I don't know, Salvation Army or St John's Ambulance or World Poverty or Greenpeace or RSPCA with the animals. I love the animals. My wife donates to the RSPCA every month, so I don't need to worry about that. The children of the future, Whitney Houston, come on, let's start the songs. We need to help kids where we can. So, and I say we're all kids at heart. We're all playing games and we're toy soldiers and such. So they're my 3 choices. Charity that the money gets split between. The NSPCC one, I won't give the money until the end of May, because there's then another charity day that's run throughout the UK, which is Board Game Day, and that's run by the NSPCC. So we'll be doing something again at the end of May to donate to that. So there'll be money saved back to go into that one. And that's kind of it for. I say that's kind of it. It's a big day, isn't it? So there's literally loads going on, and just get involved, guys. If you can get over, if it's not too far a trek, then get up for it. If you can't get up for it and you just want to put some money into the charities, then sales at wargamesuk.co.uk is my PayPal for the business. As long as you do it as gift, like a gift friend family sort of option, then there'll be no charge on it. And if you just put on the note on your charity pledge that you want want to donate and which bucket you want the money to go into, then do it. If you want to buy raffle tickets, they're £2.50, or you get a strip for £10, strip of 5 tickets for £10. Do that. Buy the raffle tickets. Again, just tell me which bucket you want the money to go into, and we'll sort that out for you. And that sorts Tabletop Day out, so I will recap on it next week and let you know how it went. The other big news that I want to talk about, we're 15 minutes in, is the is it the Northwest Open? Or is it the Northern Open? It's the Northwest Open. Yeah, it is the Northwest Open. I always forgot then. It might be the North Open, I don't know. But we've set up, 90% of this is Ace Face has set up, like really keen to get an ITC tournament running in the UK. The ITC is the Independent Tournament Committee, which is Frankie and Reese over at Frontline Gaming in America. They run the Las Vegas Open, which to my knowledge is the biggest 40k tournament in the world. Might be wrong, but it definitely feels the biggest. And that's classed as a major. Underneath a major you have a GT, which is a grand tournament, and then underneath that you just have a tournament. We've been officially made a GT. We've got the biggest GT in the UK for the ITC rules, and we're open. The tickets are up for sale. Tickets are £60. That gets you a full weekend. You get to check in on the Friday, and there won't be any table charges for anybody who's got a ticket, and you get to play some casual games of whatever. You might not want to play 40k, you might want to come and play, I don't know, X-Wing or Batman or whatever. You might want to try some new games. You might want to do some final play testing with your army. The tables will just be open for anyone to play anything on the Friday evening. The alcohol license will be in place by then, so there'll be beers, wines and spirits for sale, plus obviously the normal soft drinks and coffees, and that'll be in place all over the weekend. What do you get for your £60? Because let's be honest, you put anything out, if I put it out at £10, people would find reason to complain, and you know what I'm like with trolls. I'll feed them a little bit and then I'll walk away from them. You put a price out of 60 quid, you're twice as expensive as the next place for a tournament. You've got to justify it somewhere, so here's me justifying it. The next nearest place is Element Games, who are doing an ETC, which is the European Tournament Circuit, set of rules, and they're only charging 30 quid for a weekend. You can still check in on the Friday, but what do you get for your extra £30 from me? Well, for a start, we give you food on both of the days, so you're getting your lunch provided for you, so that's got to be worth 10-15 quid. So if you went out and went to Subway or McDonald's or wherever you went, or however you did it, you'd end up spending easily a tenner. So what are you getting for your extra £20? You're getting an environment, you're getting an experience, you're getting ITC rules packs over ETC rules packs, which is a personal choice. I don't like ETC rules. They don't sit well with me. They don't bring any balance to the game, in my opinion, whereas the ITC ones, they tone a few things down and they increase a few other bits, and they just work. Yes, it's American, and as Europeans we want to try and fight back against the Americans quite often. Do you know what? They just tend to get things right, and this is right, in my opinion. So you're getting that rules pack that you're not getting anywhere else. You're getting a 60-man tournament, so you're getting to play against highly competitive players. You're getting your meals, and I say you're getting a nice environment to be in. I'm not putting the Northwest Game Centre down, but it's not war games. We've got clean toilets, we've got, I'm not saying they've not got clean toilets either, by the way. I have to be careful before I get done for slander, but we've got clean toilets, we've got a clean, well decorated building with carpet on the floor. It's not a warehouse or a scout hut or a church or wherever a lot of people hold tournaments. We've got a lot more professionalism behind it, in the fact that there are huge big TV screens, which I've already mentioned, which will let you know at any point what's happening in the day, where you should be sat, where you're going to be sat, where your standings are, what time's left in the round, all things like that. The War Games app will be live then on your phone, so you'll be able to to see that information on your phone as well. You guys at home who aren't in the tournament will be able to download the War Games app for free and log in, and you'll be able to see who's in what place and who's doing what, and there'll be sort of commentary updates as the weekend progresses. And you know what? For £20 more than an ETC event, I think that's cheap. And that's before I've got to prize support. Now, I've noticed that the Element Games one, this Caledonian Revolution, doesn't mention anything about prize support, so I don't know whether they are or aren't giving any. But we're giving £800 worth of prize support out into this. There's a massive prize for first place, second place, third place. There's then best painted armies, first, second and third place. There's best sportsmanship player prize. It's huge, and we're getting behind it. You pay more than £60 to go to Warhammer World for a tournament there that's not even actually a tournament. It's a campaign weekend where the best you can hope to win out of it, if you looked at it competitively, is a certificate or a glass trophy. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with certificates and glass trophies, but if you're trying to justify why you should spend an extra £30 on my tournament over Elements, it's because you're getting a lot more for your money. You're getting better surroundings, you're getting better environments, you're getting your food in there, and you're getting huge prize support. And I'm sorry if that sounds a bit blunt towards the others, but business is business and competition is competition. If I'm going to be the biggest and the best in the country, then I've got to shout about it and I've got to prove it. But on that note, buy some tickets. I think we've got, in the first few days, I think we've already done 12, 13 people have committed to it, and obviously it will grow nearer to the time, but there are only 60 spaces. It might be that once all the tables are laid out, we might be able to squeeze another 4, but it's not going to be much more than 60 if we do get any more. All our tables are going to have game mats on them, so like fat mats and such, with all proper terrain on there. No, I'm not asking you to pay for the terrain out of the ticket price, but there is a maintenance to the terrain. So we buy the terrain, we buy the mats, and you know what? Things get damaged, things get spilled on, things wear. So part of the ticket price is to pay for that. We've got staffing the event that have got to be paid for. So yeah, I can justify the price, and ultimately somewhere along the line I've got to make some money out of it. It's not worth me doing if I'm not going to make any money. But it's going to be a great weekend. Tickets, because the website's not bloody available, then tickets are through PayPal. Again, sales at wargamesuk.co.uk, and we'll send you a receipt in response with a ticket number and such. But it's going to be a great weekend, guys. It's an official GT. I didn't think we'd get that status attached to it, but we're registered on the ITC page as a proper UK GT running in the summer, and I believe if we make it big enough, I think if we actually hit the numbers that we're trying to hit, then we might even be classed as a major. What does that mean for you, other than it sounds cool? It means that as a grand tournament, the points that you score in the tournament will go towards any other tournaments that you go to. So if you decide to go to Las Vegas Open next year and you need some points to go towards your buys or towards your seeding level, then you need to be coming to this tournament. And that's as simple as that gets. If you're planning to go to Las Vegas next year, you need to be coming to the Northwest Open, because that's where you're going to get your points from the UK to take in with you, which will seed you in a better rank. Obviously Ace is organising it, he's going to be tournament organiser. He's not playing in it, other than if there's odd numbers for whatever reason, he'll cover the buys. Lawrence from Tabletop Tactics, he's coming up, he's playing in it. I don't think there's ever any doubt whether he would. And by all means check their channels, because they're going to do a bit of pushing for it. Frankie and Reese on Frontline Gaming are going to do a bit of pushing on their channel. I'm going to do more talks on it, and probably specific videos about it rather than just in the CarCast. It's happening, guys. Get your tickets while you can. I think I've pushed as far as I can on that one. I'm driving past my shop. Hello, shop. And yeah, that's it. As a final note, and again I'll talk more about it next week, but next weekend is the X-Wing tournament. Tickets still available for that, £20 a ticket. That's a one-day event. There won't be food or anything, so that's just a £20 ticket, but again, big prize support, so let me know, anybody that wants tickets for it. And as always guys, before I sign out of it all, drop comments below, let me know what you think, your thoughts on anything I've said, any well wishes towards the weekend, great, any thoughts you've got about what I've just said regarding the 40k tournament. Let me know what you think. I'm always interested to know what people think. So, and I've put links below for everything I just talked about. I would appreciate it, even if you can't get up for the 40k tournament, I would genuinely appreciate it if you could share, whether it be on Facebook and you're sharing it, on YouTube, Twitter, whatever. Let's just push this out as far as we can, and make it something special. It's a big deal to me, it's a big deal to the store, and it's a big deal to the UK. To be fair, there's nothing like this being done in the UK before. So at that point we're on 26 minutes there, so 27 minutes, whatever it is. So I'm gonna log off there, pigeon on the car, and I shall speak to you next week guys. Thanks for watching as always, see you later.